All right, what's going on? So I wanted to do a little video dump here, kind of on some of my training that I just worked on, and kind of explain something that just happened that was kind of, I don't want to call it a breakthrough, but it was kind of a wake-up call to me that you can only shoot as fast as your sights. And I've been training this and teaching this for, God, almost 2 years now. Same thing, same mindset. Just, you cannot shoot faster than your sights. No matter how good you feel, when you push past the speed of your sights or the speed of your vision, it's guaranteed that your percentages of consistency are going to drop significantly. I mean, well past 50%, whether it's a home run or not a home run. That you are always going to make mistakes when you shoot faster than your sights, always. There is no doubt about it in my mind. I've been training, and now especially since I've been struggling with my vision, and I went back to my fundamentals of vision, getting my eyes out in front of the target, focusing back on my fundamentals of my grip, trigger control, because vision comes with a lot of different things. It comes with the gun's got to be there. If the gun isn't being held correctly, you're going to have a different sight picture. You're going to have a different vision. Your sights are going to take longer to land. There's a lot of different things that go into this sport when it comes to your time saved or lost. So a lot of the reasons why people talk about, your splits are important is because if you have a great grip and you're not holding the gun, or you're holding the gun well and you're not letting it rip, that you are losing time there. But if you have a bad grip and you have the same mindset of, I have a great grip, you're going to have shitty hits, right? So because now the gun's flopping all over the place. You can't repeat the same recoil management as you would if you had a better grip or the right fundamentals the entire time. So I kind of wanted to share this little story with you guys real quick about what I basically discovered in my mind, right? Even though I've known this lesson a million times, I've done this a million times to myself, I decided to go back and kind of put some time on some stuff and look at some things. So one of the things that I worked on was a draw on 4 pieces of steel, or I shot a 25 yard and a mini popper. Both of these mini poppers, one was 25 and one was like around 15, something like that. I would shoot both of those, but I would leave on the 25 yarder. So it was forcing me really to focus on sights, grip, trigger prep, and the sight picture of the exit, not just the sound, because I didn't want to wait for the sound to go bang or the click to ting. I wanted to leave as soon as I pulled the trigger and trust my grip, my trigger, and my sights, where all those things were together on that exit. I do that on purpose because it puts me in a situation where I have to hit it and not wait for it, right? Not wait for that confirmation of the sound. So I'm running this drill and I shoot everything good, and I shoot the steel perfect. I mean, I felt perfect. It's just bing, 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 and then, or 2 steel on the right, and then I run over and I have 4 pieces of steel on the left, and I think it was like a 3 or 4 yard run. I had to reload going into it, and I shoot a 273 was the time. So I shoot these 4 pieces of steel, just bang them out, sight picture, great vision, bang, 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 dead center, stopped on every single piece of steel and ripped through it. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's push it just a little bit and see what it feels like. So I push it, and I end up with a lot of edge hits. I hit everything. I hit all the stuff on the right, but when I got to the left where I could pick up the speed, where I felt like I could pick up the speed, I rushed it. I had all my hits, but it was close. Like I felt out of control. I felt like I was not going to get, I was guessing whether the steel was hit or not. I was waiting for that. Like when I would get to the next steel and the confirmation of the ding was the only thing that is the only way I knew I hit the steel. Like I didn't have a good sight picture. I mean, I had red and white, but it was really like, it almost felt like a sweep. So I look at the time of this run where I felt just uncomfortable. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel like I really had it. I had a great grip. I had a good stance. I had a great entry. I was coming in early. Everything felt good except the speed that I was trying to shoot the steel at. Like I was being overly aggressive. 268. 2.68 seconds to a 2.73. The difference in that for me was significant in how I felt. So that's the answer. If you can't think about the speed, especially not at these big matches, if you're already fast. That's been the hardest part for me, is to believe that I'm fast enough. or that I'm the fastest even way, right? I've had a couple of these matches that I've shot that I've been the fastest, not close, but the fastest by a significant number. I have just bombed it on a few stages that are because I've over pushed the speed. And the crazy part is those stages aren't even where I'm winning most of my time, because all the makeup shots, I'm losing the time there. So I'm not even winning those stages to give me the extra time anyway. It's the stages that I'm shooting well, that I'm focusing on one for one, and I'm using my sights and my trigger that are actually giving me those faster times. So my goal here going into Area 4 was just to kind of eliminate that internal clock. So much easier said than done. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's very easy to say out loud that I don't care how fast I am, I'm fast enough. That's, if it was that easy, guys, I'd bottle that and sell it. I'd be a billionaire in this sport right now. The key is to just focus on sights and trigger, sights and trigger the entire time. And if you don't focus on sights and trigger the entire time, it does not matter how fast you go, because the faster you go, the more makeup shots you have, and the slower you end up being in the long run, even though it doesn't feel faster. Those makeup shots are brutal in our sport. I'll give you one simple example of how much time makeup shots kill you in our sport. Easiest way to call it is every time you take a makeup shot, it's a quarter of a second. Every time. I don't care who you are or what you're shooting, it's almost always a quarter of a second, because that makeup shot was not a planned shot. So when you walk a stage and you plan things, it's bop, 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 not bop, bop, bop. You're never taking those 3 shots unless you have to. So that takes you a second to really kind of, in your brain, go, oh, that didn't feel good, I need to make it up. So you're by the time you process it and get it out of the gun, it's taking a quarter of a second to take that extra shot. So again, you have to focus on the vision first. Let the gun and the vision lead the way, or let your vision lead the way. The gun will follow. Everything will take care of itself if you follow rule number 1 and rule number 2. Sights and trigger, sights and trigger, sights and trigger. Everything takes care of itself. The key is put yourself in those positions more and more and more, and it becomes natural to shoot at that speed, and you don't have to think about going faster because you already are. All right, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up in those comments, and I'll see you on the range.